guys, it's Erin Van Handel from Macht, and I'm doing something a little different today. I am vlogging. I have some online classes to talk to you about, some patterns, some cool sewing related apparel, very exciting, and let's do it. Let's get underway. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is an online class that I recently finished. I took the Closet Case Patterns Sew Your Dream Jeans online class with Heather Lou from Closet Case, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. That said, I have not yet started on my jeans, and I plan on doing an in-depth blog post about the class and then also about sewing the gingers. So three words that are great to describe Sew Your Dream Jeans. They are encouraging, thorough, and de-escalating. So, encouraging. Through the whole course, Heather talks about how sewing jeans really isn't any more complicated than sewing anything else. There just happen to be more steps, chiefly because they're more pattern pieces. There's just more stuff to put together. But if you go step by step, like if you could sew a simple garment, you know, a shirt with 2 sleeves and like a neck facing, you can do jeans too. Is her rallying cry of encouragement. So the second thing is thorough. No surprise, if you read Heather's blog, the online class is extremely comprehensive. It's 13 lessons. They vary in length from like a couple minutes to, I think the fly zipper lesson was like, it might have been north of half an hour. But it's very extremely thorough, and she takes each step of jean making from sourcing your fabric to fitting your jeans to excuse me, I have an itchy eyebrow. From fitting your jeans to sewing your fly, like I mentioned, to doing your pockets, to pocket placement. She covers all of it. And the third word is de-escalating. And Heather is she's very confident. She's a really cool customer, and the way that she talks you through it, you just believe that this is all going to work out okay. So even though I haven't started on my jeans yet, like I watched the whole thing first, and I'm confident that I can do this. Like I can sew my own jeans. Like this isn't brain science. It's just making a pair of jeans. And I think that Heather would be a really great hostage negotiator, because this isn't a time to freak out people. This is just a time to take your steps and sew your jeans as best you can, and you can do it. So I recommend it, and yeah, I'm excited. The online class that I'm enrolled in is it kind of represents something important for Macht and for my business. I eventually want to design and sell my own PDF sewing patterns, and I don't possess that knowledge right now. So I decided to enroll in Lauren Dahl's PDF pattern class that's called Creating PDF Patterns from Sketch to Sale. And basically you learn how to design your patterns in Adobe Illustrator. And I haven't really started it yet. I'm really excited about it. I think that it's, I mean, at the very least, I'm going to learn how to draft patterns for myself and other, you know, other people lucky enough to get that skill out of me. So I think it's going to be really fun. I think learning how to design my own sewing patterns is a stretch goal. I don't have any deadlines for it, but I'm enrolled and I can access the content at any time, and it's happening, people. It is happening. Okay, related to the PDF patterns class is a book. This is a required textbook. I had to buy a textbook, you guys. This literally is a textbook, like, for fashion students. I got this book. I just ordered this from Amazon. Hopefully it's in focus here. Oh, it's kind of a bad glare. That's a little bit better. It is metric pattern cutting for women's wear. And this book looks really interesting. I'm not exactly sure how to use it yet, but the best I can tell is that it is a collection of blocks, and then it walks you through how to basically, like, design your own blocks. So I marked and it's a very, very interesting kind of like almost like a geometry sort of process with like points and lines and measurements and, like, literally connecting the dots. So kind of, here's what I'm talking about. And if this doesn't focus quite right, I'll take a photo of it. So this is a front and back bodice. This is a close-fitting bodice. And you can see there are a bunch of dots, and the dots are all numbered. And I'm going to read to you kind of the instructions for how you would go ahead and connect those dots. So, like, for instance, between dots 0 and 1 is 1.5 centimeters. So 0, 1, that's 1.5 centimeters. And then it says dots 1 to 2, arm's eye depth measurement plus 0.5 centimeter. So dot 1 to dot 2, you have measurements that you're using. Basically, you have the dimensions, like, you know how long all the lines have to be. So from 1 to 2 is the arm's eye less 0.5 centimeter, and then you square across. So you draw a line here that's perpendicular to the 1 to 2 line. And then from lines 2 to 3, that is 1/2 bust plus 5 centimeters. So it says, for instance, i.e. for an 88 centimeter bust, 88 divided by 2 plus 5 is 49. And then square up and down, mark this line on the center front line. So this is 0.2, 0.3, square up. So you get the picture of how you would use, like, this bodice, like this block sketch, this block illustration as your guide, and then you would use the directions to you know, to do your drawing and to do your own illustration. So I'm really curious how the PDF pattern, Dahl's PDF pattern class uses this book and how you do all of this in Illustrator. So really, the class is doing this, which is its own technical skill, and it's using Illustrator, which is, you know, understanding how to use a piece of software, which I've used Illustrator on and off for a very long time, just like little bits here and there, and the learning curve for it is wicked. So I'm committed to learning, and I'll let you know how that goes, you guys. And maybe I want to tell you about some patterns that recently came into my possession. I bought them with my own money. I bought, well, backing that up a little bit, I recently became a friend of Pattern Review, which is like the like if you're a Pattern Review member, it's like the paid tier to it's like $30 a year, and you get discounts on all the patterns they sell and on the classes they do. And the reason I've been a Pattern Review member since like 2008, so it's been a long time. This is the first time I've ever paid for it. So you definitely can get a lot out of it without paying for it. The reason I decided to finally pay for it was you get a 10% off discount at Joann as a friend of Pattern Review member, and considering how often I'm over there buying notions and just other rando stuff, like I'm pretty sure I'm going to be saving that $30 this year. So I was like, well, let's get that discount. Let's see how what the other membership benefits are, and yeah, let's check it out. So anyway, I bought a couple of, the reason for that kind of rambling preface is I bought some patterns from Pattern Review. And one of those patterns is McCall's, I'll put it up in front of my face here so it focuses hopefully, is McCall's 6696, which is, as you can see, a shirt dress pattern. And this summer, shirt dresses are kind of in the zeitgeist right now, and this summer there is a shirt dress Instagram challenge. I'm not doing a shirt, like I'm not going to sew a shirt dress because of the Instagram, because of the hashtag thing. I really like the shirt dress silhouette with like the nipped waist, and dresses are secret weapons, and shirt dresses, I think in particular, kind of walk that line between dressy and casual, they kind of have a vintage vibe to them, but it's not explicit. Granted, it depends on your pattern. Yeah, I've had a lot of shirt dresses over the years, and I recently did a giant closet purge as part of my wardrobe architect project, which I've been blogging about. And it's time for me to make a shirt dress that fits me really well, because I haven't had one in years, probably. The reason I went with this McCall's pattern, there are a few reasons for this. Primary reason is that one of the views has that really great straight skirt, which I really like a straight skirt. And I mean, I love a full skirt too, you guys, but I really like a straight skirt, and I don't feel like there are that many straight skirt shirt dress patterns out there. And this one fits the bill for that. Also, this pattern has pockets, which it's always better to have more pockets than fewer pockets. So that was another big selling point. And also, it's been really well reviewed just online by sewists, both like it's really well reviewed on Pattern Review. Helen from Helen's Closet highlighted it in her, she did a shirt dress roundup. That's actually where I saw it, and I was like, oh yes. I don't know, I just really got into it. And then Pattern Review was running a $2.99 McCall's sale, which was very appealing because this normally retails for $18.99. And I did my due diligence. I actually went over to Joann, like a mile from my house, and wanted to see if I could get, because with Pattern Review, you know, even if the patterns are rip and deal, you still have to pay for shipping. So I went over to my neighborhood Joann and tried to see if I could like buy this pattern for less with some sort of, you know, Joann coupon voodoo, which we're all constantly trying to do. And I couldn't. It was still like $3 or $4 cheaper through Pattern Review. So I ordered it from Pattern Review. And it has been so long since I've bought paper patterns, you guys. I have been like, it's been probably a couple of years actually. And my little cat just came in with her toy that she loves so much. It's been years, you guys. I've been pretty much a committed like indie sewing pattern PDF Scotch tape monster when it comes to sewing patterns. So it's I'm looking forward actually to not taping something together, and I trace off everything, all of my patterns. So yeah, just need to get out a dry iron for this bad boy and trace it off. So very exciting. And naturally I will do a long blog post, an in-depth blog post about making the shirt dress. I have some Liberty cotton lawn in my stash, which I think would be wonderful for a shirt dress or two. So stay tuned for that. The other pattern I got from Pattern Review is the latest Deer&Doe. Hello. Hey guys. I bought the Deer&Doe Hoya, this V-neck woven blouse. And I've never sewn a Deer&Doe pattern before, so I was interested in it for that reason. I really like V-neck, evidence right here. I really like V-neck tops. I really thought the angle of the V was really long and flattering. Like the proportions of it seemed really, really great to me. But I held, like I didn't buy it like, you know, like right away. At first it kind of read, I was worried that that if I made it, you know, it's a woven that is for woven fabrics. I was worried that it would read too much like scrubs, you know, where like like something you would see a doctor or a nurse wear in a hospital, like a woven short sleeve shirt with a V-neck. It was kind of like, I don't know. And but like the pattern just kept sticking in my brain. So I went to Deer&Doe's website to stock it a little bit, and one of their samples is in a really drapey fabric, like I think it's in silk, and it just looks so different. And the V-neck, and like you really could like appreciate the mock wrap of the front of the shirt. And I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. So I bought this through Pattern Review, and I'll do a very thorough blog post about my experience making the Hoya blouse. And I also really liked how there were two views. I love 3/4 length sleeves, and I'm a sucker for epaulets. So I feel like that could be a really good, like the 3/4 length sleeve version of it could be a really great transitional piece. So staying tuned, and please stay tuned, and I'll let you know how that goes. So sewing Fan Apparel. I'm wearing it actually. I found this t-shirt from Maker Valley. They came into my orbit through Instagram, and I'll stand up here. My t-shirt is so cute. It says, "So Anita pulling thread." Yay. So it combines three things that I love: V-neck t-shirts and sewing, duh, and the sound of music. So I saw it on Instagram and I was like, okay, that needs to live in my dresser. So I was pretty excited to get this in my collection. Another sewing t-shirt for me. The the last like sewing buy, this is kind of a, maybe it's a stretch to call it a sewing buy, but because you know me through sewing stuff, it's, I don't know how to say this. This isn't exactly a sewing buy, but it's something, as you read my blog, and you know, hopefully I do more of these vlogs, that you will benefit from, and that is I got a new camera. I've upgraded my camera game, you guys. I have a new DSLR Canon camera. I am shooting and vlogging with the Canon EOS Rebel 5 Ti. The reason I decided to upgrade my cameras is I want VNeck to be my business, and I want it to be very professional, and I want the experience of, you know, interacting with VNeck and reading the blog posts and looking at my photos and, you know, watching my blogs to be really, you know, high end, and having a nice camera is a really great way to do that. So I'm really excited about getting to show you what this camera can do, and to capture sewing in a beautiful visual way that I haven't been able to do before. So I have talked your ear off for, I think, just the right amount of time. I'm going to link up below everything that I talked about, and if you have questions, comments for me, you know, please let me know in YouTube comments, or better yet, hop on back to the VNeck blog and leave comments like actually on the blog post. And you know, while you're there, you were invited, you're always invited to cruise around and look at the stuff I've been up to. I love your feedback. I love hearing from you. I don't have very many real life sewing friends. So the relationships I have with the online sewing community, that camaraderie I feel with all of you, is very real, and I want to keep cheering you on, and I need you to keep cheering me on. That really helps keep me going, and to it inspires me to just do better, to challenge myself, and to bring you really rad content and good tips, and, you know, the occasional deep thought, and to yeah, just keep at it, and to keep growing my sewing practice. So I'm going to leave it here, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Happy sewing. Bye.